Hey, what's up, everybody? Jesse here, AI Gorilla. I just wanted to take a second to talk to my music empire out there. So we got a lot of people that are starting to get impatient, right? They're still in their first month, their first 4 to 6 weeks of publishing music. They're trying to start 5 or 10 artists, right? I just want to tell, and I'm saying it again, I just want to tell everyone to slow down. If you go watch my first videos from, October, November last year, we're downloading individual WAV files and uploading them one at a time, right? Copy and paste method. And I want you to understand that just because we now have software that people in the community have created, right, vibe coded and shared with us, and we can do this stuff at scale and at speed, that doesn't mean you need to cram all those songs under one DistroKid account. I got asked this question today. I've got 4 DistroKid accounts now. And no, I'm not sharing them all with everyone. My views are down, and I've had people targeting and attacking my channels and directly copying my channels, by the way, like exact names, directly copying my songs, exact names. And I've been getting them banned left and right. Especially I had a couple for my main artist. So, I just want to tell everyone this is the long game. And then there's a lot of issues that come up and different issues for other people. We've had people lose their accounts because they get a random ambiguous email that says platforms are no longer accepting music from this DistroKid account. We apologize, but you're going to have to use another account. So people have gotten an email like that. Now, everybody I've seen have an issue has been specifically because they're publishing ridiculous amounts of music off the rip. 2, 3, 4 artists. And they've got 3, 4, 10 albums trying to get published at one time. My speculation is DistroKid doesn't really care. They get paid. But YouTube, Apple, Deezer, whoever, these other accounts, right? You're uploading to 24 of them. These other accounts, they don't necessarily want a bunch of crap on there. And I surmise that because we have the software to auto paste and prompt songs, that people are tempted to not listen to their music and not make sure that it doesn't have just tremendous amounts of bad stuff in there. And to be fair, Suno is generally pretty good, so I don't expect there's a lot of mistakes. But what I do suspect is that there's people that are publishing so fast and so quick that they can't review everything, and that maybe they're publishing similar songs, very similar sounds, and that you just got to be careful, especially with some of these other platforms out there. Your risk increases the more you publish music. Your risk increases the more artists you have under one account. Because if one, and this is for all platforms, if you have 10 YouTube channels and they're all connected to the same Gmail and or the same AdSense, if one goes down, they all go down for whatever reason, right? So you see the videos of people on YouTube getting their stuff taken down for random reasons all over the place. I've had a YouTube channel get taken down before. It was a lo-fi channel. And that was, I did Zombie Lo-Fi Girl. And I got flagged for trying to copy Lo-Fi Girl. I wasn't trying to copy Lo-Fi Girl, but having the name in there, they think you're trying to copy it. So it's cool. It's just a darker version. But that was one channel I had banned. And it was specifically for having Lo-Fi Girl in the name. Apparently, YouTube didn't like that. And that was one of my first music channels. Just food for thought there. But that was before publishing on DistroKid. And I found out that publishing music is instantly monetized on DistroKid. Right? So you can't really beat that. But if we abuse it, they're going to take it away. Just like anything. I know some people are like, they're willing to risk that abuse. But if you can't use DistroKid ever again, or you lose your account that's paying you money, it's not really worth pushing the boundaries. So my recommendation is, if you're going to start trying to bang music out, you need more than one DistroKid account. Right? The path is not changed. The plan has not changed. Get one artist, 2 albums per week. Try to get 25 songs each album. That's 50 songs a week. Go to 100. You can get try to hit 500 songs within 13, 14 weeks or 90 days. And it really is easily doable. You can even, some of those weeks, publish 1 album. And if you don't quite get to 500 songs in 90 days, that's fine. But I use that as an arbitrary assessment number for people that want to know if they're making enough money. You look at Velvala, we're over 500 songs, we're around 500 songs. I got to count them up. But, way more than 90 days. And for some people, making a couple $100 to $1,000 a month off of one channel is enough, which is possible with what I would consider now a pretty crowded niche, specifically because there's more channels than there are listeners, right? Not everybody likes Viking music. It's not as big of a genre niche as, say, rap or country or blues. There's a lot more listeners. And so, just food for thought. I know there's a lot of people out there in a hurry to get paid. This is not a fast game. Now, it is a low effort, low cost game. When I say low effort, as in literally physical effort, you don't have to dig holes. You don't have to put your body to work out there and strain your muscles digging holes. But you're always working for someone else, no matter what. And keep that in mind while you're making this music. You're working for every platform that you publish this music on. And you have to follow their rules, or they will just remove you. Kind of like my school community. You follow the rules or I'll just remove you. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to refund your money or nothing like that. I can just ban you. Just like YouTube. If you're rude in the comments, if you're rude to my AI Gorilla family or my AI Music Empire family, I'm just going to remove you. There's people been in the comments being rude to my listeners. I just ban them. I tell them they're pieces of crap, and then I kick them out. That's all. It happens all the time. There's people that are just upset, mostly because they refuse to accept that they are responsible for their own failures. They always want to blame it on someone else. Don't be that person either. If your first artist doesn't make it, the music's not good, you're not making money, that's nobody else's fault as well, right? If your channel's not performing well, and this goes for anyone, my students, not my students, it's no one else's fault. It's not. If you're not doing well, if your music's not doing well, if your channels aren't doing well, it's your fault for not paying attention to what's working and doubling down on what's working and changing with the platforms, changing with the technology, changing with the times. And that'll go for any job or any task that you do. If you don't try to get better at it, if you don't practice the skills of lifelong learning, right? Then you're not going to, you're probably, I don't want to say not, you're probably not going to perform well. There's always the exception. But bottom line is, the keys to success, they transcend all platforms, all genres, all jobs, anything you're going to do. And it largely has to do with the first two, and that's the right time and right place. They say there's 5 keys to success, and they've always said that while I was in the Army, and that's right time, right place, right uniform, right attitude, and try your best. And that none of that takes talent. It just takes repetition. And for some people, it takes lots of pain. But that's pretty subjective. Just like suffering, it's pretty subjective. I mean, we're not talking about getting tortured and hurt here, but it's pretty subjective, right? A lot of people, things that are painful to them are tedious repetition with minimal to no results, practicing delayed gratification, which is a large portion of what we're doing here. You're going to spend 4, 6, 8 weeks, 10 weeks getting a couple albums published, getting your artist channels claimed, learning what you're doing, figuring out the process. All the while, platforms are changing, rules are changing, technology's changing, laws are changing, your politicians are changing, wars are freaking raging, right? And, you just got to remember that although we now have technology helping us move fast, there's nothing fast about getting 1 or 2 albums published a week. I mean, that's your limit there. You don't want to push more than that. I'm not saying I haven't done it. I'm not saying other people aren't doing it right now. There's plenty of people publishing 3, 4, 5 albums a week under one artist. I'm not one of them anymore. I have done that, but it's not my recommendation. I don't think it's safe. I think that spamming out artists is a quick way to get a platform to decide to not take music from your DistroKid account anymore. Age of the account probably matters. They don't say it, but it probably matters. Okay? Everything, all the rules that we can find all the support that we ask, and this is DistroKid, YouTube, whatever, they all say the same thing. Everything we're doing is legal. AI music's allowed. They don't care. You know, so follow the rules. We set these guidelines for ourselves, and what happens is people go to DistroKid, and DistroKid says, upload as much music as you want, unlimited, we don't have no issues. People do that, and then all of a sudden their songs aren't getting published on platforms. Now the YouTube backlog, we've talked about it a bunch of times, people are all over it. We don't know, this is a YouTube issue. This is a platform problem. Nothing to do with DistroKid. I even used Songster. I even tried another distributor, and it still didn't end up getting on YouTube. And so I sent the email to Songster, and then it got on YouTube. And then even using a new distributor, the music's there, and now it's not connected to my main artist channel. Even though I put the links in there, and I said, hey, here's the channel, I put the published through another distributor. So far, even using another distributor hasn't helped solve that problem. A few tricks that people have used to help with this YouTube issue. The thumbnail update. So a lot of people have been taking, and I tried this on one, and but I don't know if the album got published to YouTube because I had already submitted to support, or if changing the thumbnail actually worked. But they put, even some of them use the same thumbnail. They just add it again and then send it as an update. And then updating it sometimes gets it pushed to YouTube. But I surmise there's multiple things going on here with the YouTube backlog. One, it's automatically submitted, so there may be some auto denial stuff going on, or it's just getting looked over because of the tremendous amount. And two, I think there's a human aspect to it where, you know, maybe some people aren't pushing the right buttons behind the scenes because businesses are in transition of getting sold, so some tasks and jobs may be getting overlooked and left undone. And that's just speculation. That's all just me thinking there. But there's kind of enough babbling for me. I just wanted, this is really, you know, I guess you can call it a motivational video, but this is telling you to slow down. Everyone slow down. You can do whatever you want, but it's just like trying to publish 15 videos on YouTube every day. It's going to, you know, they're not going to get views. They're going to cannibalize each other. And your YouTube's not going to push your content. And I think that same kind of rule applies to any platform. Nobody wants you to just spam a bunch of crap out there. And so keep that in mind while we're working here. I'm going to post this on YouTube and in the school community. I just want you guys to take your time. And I know that everybody's in a bind, they're in a pickle, they're in a rush. If you need to make money right now, the best way you're going to do that is go provide a service for somebody. So if you keep that in mind, if you're like, I need money today, I need money tomorrow, if you just happen to be that person watching this video, you're going to have to just go out there and get after it somehow and, you know, do what you can do to make that cash. Within the law, of course, don't do anything illegal. It's not what I'm saying. But if you need to make money today or in the next couple of weeks, that you're going to need to go provide a service to someone. You know, get some kind of job, do some kind of labor, right? You're going to have to do something that someone else doesn't want to do, and they'll give you money for it. And they only generally do that because they're making more money doing something else. What's enough babble about that? I got a ton of projects going on. I've got websites submitted to, or websites accepted, and AdSense. I'm getting paid from them, pyramiding those up. We've got 4 monetized YouTube channels on autopilot right now. None of them doing anything crazy. No crazy numbers. I'll report back later. But we're making those better every time, getting a little bit better. The empire's growing in multiple facets, right? Horizontal and vertical integrations. And building multiple digital assets while we still have access to cheap API keys and free technology, because you can mark one thing, you can take this to the grave, that API keys are going to get more expensive. You can already see what's happening. The subsidized API keys, aka using our money to pay for API keys using our tax dollars. The subsidized stuff that they call it, right? The cheap keys we're getting now, that's going to go away. That's with every platform, Claude, whoever. But go get you some free API keys from Cerberus and Grok. And that's GROQ, by the way, not to be confused with X.com. Go get you some Grok keys and some Cerberus keys. They're free. And then put those into, say, OpenClaw, right? I have an open call. One of my open calls, I have 4 of them running now. One of them has 21 API keys in it. I'm printing thousands of articles a day on websites, and they are getting accepted by Google in Google News and Google AdSense and Google Search, submitting updated sitemaps daily. I got cron jobs monitoring everything, all set up with AI. I got music being created, music videos being created, all done with agents, right? One-man operation here. I don't have I have 0 workers, 0 employees. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. But I've gotten a lot of messages over the past week, essentially since I got paid again. And this happens like this seems to happen the first of every month, around the first week or 2 of every month. People know they're not going to get a paycheck till the end of the month. And then you got a bunch of people that just got in here and they're not going to get paid at the end of March because they just got in the group or they just started making music. And then they're going to get their first dollar at the end of March, and it's not going to be fast enough for them. They're going to be 6 weeks in and get paid $1. You're going to get paid 50 cents. So keep in mind that it's a long game. Go watch my revenue videos. I just went through the revenue and broke it down to where I showed you month by month what it says I made. Now it retroactively sends money back to those days, just so you know. I've done a little bit of math there. I don't do public math, but I've done a little bit. And I went back and looked at my statements on the bank and whatnot, things like that. I didn't get paid the money they say I got paid. That money gets paid out in January, even though the streams were in November. Some of that money is getting pushed back. So I don't know how they're working that algorithm, but it's a long game. If you're starting now, publishing music, don't expect to get a paycheck until the end of the next billing cycle. You got to go through a whole month-long billing cycle. So that means you have to have everything set up before that cycle's done, right? Some people, that's 6 or 8 weeks. Some people, they get it right then in 5 weeks. Okay, keep that in mind. My older videos when I'm like grind, get it done. It takes forever to upload an album. It takes forever to listen to your music. And what's happened is people are taking what I'm saying and misinterpreting my words, and they think that means create and publish music as fast as you can without ensuring that your music sounds good or that your sounds sound good. Because ultimately we're on a search to find good sounds with our music. We're always on no matter what product you're making, what website you're making, we're on a search to find what works the best and double down on that. The plan's always the same. It doesn't change across platforms or anything. Plan, prepare, execute, assess what you just executed, and then redo the process. You plan, prepare, execute, and assess what you did. There's nothing crazy about it. That's the planning process in a nutshell. You just plan what you're going to do, and then you do it. And then you assess what you did. How good did I do? And what does that mean? Did you achieve your outcome? Was your goal to make money? Did you make enough? Did you make any? If the answer is no and no, then you got to incorporate that into your next planning process. And that's for the music. That's for your videos. That's for websites that you're doing. That's for any of the side projects that you're hustling with me on. You have to just look for the best and remake the best. You're looking for what gets your desired outcome, and you're doubling down on it. It's not, nothing complicated about that, but what it is it takes time and delayed gratification, and people are getting impatient. But I made this video basically just because, everybody not everybody, but people are messaging me in the community and commenting on the YouTubes. And we got some people that have been around for a while, but, they've only been here for a few weeks. It takes time, and it takes a lot of time. Don't rush it. Don't spam your DistroKid account. If you're adamant, like week 1, I got to make 15 artists, well, then I think you need to make 15 DistroKid accounts with 15 Gmails, right? I don't think that putting them all under one is the way to go. That's all I got for today. Finally moved into the new house. Giving a little preview. That's the ocean behind me. And I can see, if it was a little clearer, a little brighter out there, you'd be able to see all the mountains back there too. And YouTube and AI music has allowed me to be more successful in my life because I can during the time that I'm not working at the gym or doing my other jobs, right? All of you have jobs. I could come home, I can get on the computer, and I could grind out something with AI, and I can practice a little delayed gratification. You never know if something's going to work. You never know if everything's going to pay. You never know until you send it and you give it a shot. But if you're, scared to fail, you're never going to make it in anything. Failure is a part of the learning process. And for us in this game, failure looks like wasting a lot of time or getting accounts banned or, whatever it is. So feel free to drop some questions down below this. If you guys want to DM me, you got to join the school community, the paid school community, not the free AI gorillas. I just go to an empty DM. I look through there, but I don't answer the DMs. There's hundreds of them in there. And I just don't have time for that kind of stuff. And my priority goes to paying school members that are hustling with me, which we only opened up because people basically really asked us to open that up. So we opened that up. And it's been exponential for everyone in there. They have tools now that are helping them publish faster, which y'all see us use. And they're getting advice from each other. They're fixing problems from each other. Right? All these fixes that we have, like replacing the thumbnail on the albums and uploading them, doing stuff like that, those are from people in the school community, right? That's enough babbling for me. Have a great day. Peace.